Hello and welcome. This is the bonus reading for the Lionsgate portal for you. Who are you? Two cards trying to come out. Which one? This one. Aquarius. You came out earlier and I flubbed up the beginning message, so I restarted. So must be you had something else yet to come into before the reading took place. So this is your bonus reading for the Lionsgate portal. We're going to start out with this really spicy deck. I hope that you don't mind some big kid language here, because this is a spicy deck, as I said. And so it is a couples edition. I didn't realize that when I bought it, but if you need to stretch the message to suit your situation, if it's not romantic, then we can try to talk through that. It says love can hurt like hell. Breathe through that shit. All right, maybe it is love, but love can be anything. You know, it could be a friend, it could be family member, and you know, we've all, oh yeah, family shit is getting on your nerves. We can't be all the things to everybody whenever they ask. Let's see if there's anything else. What kind of family shit is getting on your nerves at this point? It could be our family that we come from, the one that we've created for ourselves. Let's see this one. Check yourself. You're playing with fire. So, okay. And under here it says, keep shit clean. And do you really love them? And then on the backside says, if you do, then wash, fold, and put away the laundry. So I don't know if it is the family that you're putting together for yourself, but if you're playing with fire here, it looks like you've been emotionally wounded in some situation, whether it was some other time that you're carrying forward into this moment and feeling somewhat betrayed by, you know, somebody not keeping their shit clean and you having to clean up after them. But in the way that you're feeling, it looks like you're about to pop off on somebody, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to be in that energy. So how can we help you to check yourself with the right energy here and to work this out, rebalancing your energy, Aquarius? It says collaborate on your card here. So there's a need to come together in some type of a way. So you have 7, crown chakra, 2 things popping forward. Keep an open mind for yourself and for them, and for what you expect out of this situation. In multiple ways, we'll see what wants to come out, but also make sure to check yourself in case someone is trying to twist the facts or manipulate you, gaslight you. Let's see. Yeah, soul retrieval. There's been some type of fragmentation of the development of your person in this lifetime, or even this could be something that's been a karmic pattern that even goes beyond this here and now. So soul retrieval is talking about gathering everything back to center and, you know, loving our good, bad, and ugly parts back together. So if you are about to pop off, you know, maybe somebody deserves it, but it plays with fire, because we can ultimately, especially if we're dealing with somebody that's a manipulator, we can end up being the one that actually our heart is hurting, you know. Addiction, self-medication. Okay. So yeah, if you've been coping with addictive patterns or addictions in general, it could be anything, then that might have gotten to the point where, whether it's gambling, shopping, substances, alcohol, and so on, could be anything. It could be porn. It could be addiction to emotional outbursts or addiction to victimized thought processes. You'll know what needs to be shifted. But yeah, you're hurting. And part of this has to do with your own need to empower yourself by not allowing others to, not allowing others is kind of disempowering in itself. Instead of looking at others as though they are making us act a certain way, it's more empowering to say, well, what do I choose next? If this, then what does that mean? So let's see. addiction, self-medication comes out again here. You are feeling taken for granted here in a situation. How beautiful it is for you to remain silent when another anticipates your rage. Gorgeous. Yes. So check in yourself. Have you been doing all the chores, hurting because somebody's not seeing your value? They're taking you for granted. Maybe they're the one who's addicted to something, but maybe you have in the past felt addicted to or attached to the relationship and trying to push somebody to see your value when they're perhaps incapable. It's not that you don't have value, it's that they don't have the eyes to see, perhaps. You'll know it if it's you. Somebody here has ulterior motives for keeping you in check and hurting you. And, have you heard that saying about, people eliminating on you, and not like in the creepy, kinky way, but in the way of like their actions show such disrespect, we would call it something like that. That's the kind of thing coming to my mind, telling us, well, I'm just doing this for your own good. Watch that information and make sure you're not the one telling yourself these stories of disempowerment. There is joy coming your way, great joy here. Somebody may be showing themselves up for being scared of commitment in some way. And maybe this could be even partially yourself. But here we have Goat, the greatest of all time. You are highly protected and favored by the divine. So then we have I dream about you, something happening within the full moon, or perhaps by the eclipses coming this year. When are the eclipses? Late September and early October of 2024. So a little over a month. And I feel you near me when we're miles apart, but I need freedom. There's father issues here, but there's also a secret admirer popping in here, which is interesting. So there's somebody here, I'm sensing that this is you, feeling like this is an old situation, and part of your re-empowerment and reclaiming of your joy is to recognize how favored you are, that maybe somebody was scared of commitment because they weren't the one for you, and this was a blessing in disguise because you weren't being honored in this situation, and now you're feeling that great joy coming back. Somebody that's got you lit up, that you're dreaming about this need for freedom, and somebody that you have this in-depth bond with, perhaps telepathic, but there's been some type of issue with either authority or with feeling regarded, and it's also bringing up the rejection, abandonment complexes that we can sometimes get because many individuals, the father figure is the one who is, for one reason or another, the emotional abandonment. I'm not trying to stereotype, but whether it was a female or a male that did this ends up triggering things like needing to do too much, to achieve too much, to prove our worth, to be validated by something outside of ourselves, and that shit's done. Because now you have this secret admirer, and they're inspiring you to reestablish your sense of self-worth and personal identity with this chain breaker pattern interrupt. So something is coming to a close. Somebody's thinking of you all day long, or you're thinking about somebody else. Meanwhile, there's a workaholic energy here with that father issues. Yeah, it's something about the abandonment and somebody going out and doing something else. And that aholic with the addiction, self-medication, and ulterior motives. Maybe you're suspicious of somebody leaving, and it's putting you into withdrawal mode and makes you want to have a restart, new start in a new direction. So let's get you some Akashic Tarot. Those two wanted to come out. They just went in an arch either way. Sands of Time is at the bottom of the deck. 6 of Scrolls talks about a victory, having been patient, having tried a lot of different avenues. There's a lot of scrolls here. Let's see. What do we have? We have 3 cards. Over on my right, we have Major Arcana 2, the Akashic Library. You are in connection with your Akashic heritage. This is going to help you to gain that soul retrieval, where you can maybe either you're practicing shaman or maybe even an online meditative thing. You can get into there and see yourself going through your past lives or your past experiences and being the individual, the higher self that you are in astral, and going and collecting these bits of yourself while you were in these situations of hurt, and being the one that picks that child back up and places them firmly in your heart, making sure that you're doing that. So yes, okay, here we have the 4 and the 5 of keys coming out together. Beautiful energy. Look at this. 4 of keys, clearing the way, making a clear path to be able to come back home to self. This may be done with a partner or a new partner as you wish it, but there is a blockage being removed because you are favored. And the 5 here coming out with that, wishes fulfilled. And I promise you that these have been shuffled to death and they came out together in a pile, sequential cards. So, you're moving along. You've taken a lot of time to reevaluate the situation and what your next course of action is. And it looks like you're clearing the way for success and to come back into your empowerment and declaring that your needs are worthy of respect. And yeah, you're making sure that your needs are met in a situation. So your wishes are about to be fulfilled. So we have start where you are. And when it comes to choosing who will be in your life, I highly recommend valuing their yeehaw energy quality above all others. But have it your way. Special orders don't upset us. So as you're manifesting, as you're doing your soul retrieval, reaffirm what you deserve, what you are calling in, and what you desire in this situation, because your special orders are not too much for the universe to fulfill for you, because your wishes are going to be fulfilled. But yeah, you might value somebody's happiness, their lightness, their humor, joy, their playfulness, but sometimes that stuff can go too far and get too old. So there's something here being reevaluated with that. And so you also get the forgive card. Of course, anger can always be justified, but so can forgiveness. It just depends on how much more you want from the adventure. Go for gobs, the universe. So whether you're keeping this individual or moving along will be different between all of you, but forgiving them and moving along helps you be untethered and complete. Convince yourself, not others. The need to clarify, explain, or justify oneself is always self-serving. What's important is knowing the truth about why you felt the need, because it often points to insecurities that could be dealt with in more effective ways. Hi-ho, the universe. So maybe there's a lot of heaviness and weightedness on this situation because of suspicion or because of these various gaslighting tendencies in one or both or all individuals' backgrounds here. Maybe there's some attachment addiction, comfort seeking behavior. The motivations have become skewed, but it looks like either you're willing to put in some time and effort with this, or it's time to get a move on. So you'll know the answer to that. Let's see if we can get a little more clarity, and I'll let you go. Blend into the environment. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what's going on around you and to adapt accordingly. So whether that's you accommodating something that was needing fixing within your own self, or resolving your hurt feelings here, It kind of looks like they're also suggesting that if you want to make a move, don't fear being rejected. I know some of my Aquarian friends have expressed feeling so different, like an alien, and that nobody understands them. But sometimes nobody even understands the other individuals, but they're just better at, being that surface level than some of us who are deeper. The gift of neutrality. You are like the fourth sign that gets this one. So balance is at work. Yin and yang are opposites in energy, but they reside side by side to create neutrality. So there's something very triggering that we need to take a deep breath and ground deeply into our energy and into our value before making our next plan or our next move or executing that, unless you've really given it a lot of thought and cleared out any type of old baggage from that decision-making process. So I am holding some energy here for you, Aquarius, as you go through this process. But that is where the energy is going to have to stay for now. We'll get back to this story, I'm sure, sometime soon. So take care of yourself. I hope you have a fantastic and empowering Lionsgate portal. And if you're inclined, please check out some of those buttons and push a few of them for me. Help us to get the message out to those who need it. It's free to engage, and I appreciate you all so very much. So until next time, take good care of yourself, Aquarius.